So we're looking at here is our fourth period Math 2 test review for pages 60 through 69, and then they will all be student presentations.
The figure at right shows points C, A, and R marked on a circle centered at E, so that chords CA and AR have the same length, and so that major arc CR is a 260-degree arc. Find the angles of quadrilateral CARE. What is special about the sizes of angles CAR and ACE? Okay, so the big arc is 260. And so you did, where'd it go? Okay, so 360 minus 260 was 100, and AR and AC are equal, so they're both 50. And then this angle is the same as the length of the arc, so it's 100. And then 260 minus 130 is what? Anyway, that's 130 and that's half of that.
Why is that 130?
Because it is half of this.
Perfect. So that's half of the 260 across from it. That's an inscribed angle. And then where did the 65s come from?
They were half of that.
So half of the 130?
Yes.
That is true, but be careful because to get the 65s, you do 360 minus 100 minus 130, which happens to be 130 again. And then you divide that by 2 because these two sides are equal. Make sense? Go ahead.
What is the sign of the angle whose tangent is 2? First, find an answer without using your calculator. Draw a picture, then use your calculator to check. So I drew a triangle, and the opposite side is 2, and the adjacent side is 1. And so we did Pythagorean theorem, and we got the square root of 5.
But for the hypotenuse?
For the hypotenuse, yeah.
Perfect.
And then for inverse tan, we did 2, and we got 63.4. And for sine, we plugged in 63.4 and got 0.894. And then we did 2 over the square root of 5, and you got the same answer.
Why'd you do 2 over square root 5?
To get sine?
And then those are the opposite and the hypotenuse?
Yes.
Perfect. So the reason that you have 2 and 1 here is because since tangent is 2, tangent is opposite over adjacent, so you had to have that ratio of 2 over 1. And then once you solve that triangle for that third side, since sine is opposite over hypotenuse, you do opposite over hypotenuse.
A median point for a set of points is the point whose x value is the median of all the given x values and whose y value is the median of all the given y values. Find the median point for the following set of points: 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, and 10, 7. So what we did is we found the medians of the x values, which ended up being 3, and then we got the medians of all the y values, and it ended up being 4. So the median point would be 3, 4.
All right, number 10. Hillary and Dale leave camp and go for a long hike. After going 7 kilometers due east, they turn and go another 8 kilometers in the direction 60 degrees north of east. They plan to return along a straight path. How far from the camp are they at this point? Use an angle to describe the direction that Hillary and Dale should follow to reach their camp. All right, so you have this triangle right here, and they give you the length that this right here is 7 and that this is 8, and this point right here is 60. So what you have to do is you have to find the length of this hypotenuse right here, and to do that you have to find you have to create a right triangle. So to do that you have to go like this and add on these two lines right here, and this point right here is 60. So you know that so by using this point you can determine that this angle, or this side right here, is 4, and this side right here is 4 the square root of 3. And
you use 30, 60, 90 right triangles for that?
Yeah, because the right angle and then the 60 degrees, so therefore the other one's 30. And then once you get that, 7 plus 4 is 11. So this length right here is 11. And this length right here is 4 times the square root of 3. And you do Pythagorean theorem, and you get the length of this, which ends up being 13.
Points P, E, and A are marked on a circle whose center is R. In quadrilateral PEAR, angles A and E are found to be 54 degrees and 113 degrees, respectively. What are the other two angles? Alright, so since this angle right here is 113, since it's an inscribed angle, we know that this arc is 226. And if you subtract 226 from 360, you get 134, which gives you that angle right there, because it's equal to that arc right there. And then after that, since we are given angle 54, you take the sum of this angle, and this angle, subtract it from 360, and you get 59 degrees.
Alright, what is the equation of a zero residual line with slope 2, 3 for points 1, -3, 7, 1, and 4, 2? Graph and show residual. Alright, so you graph this line and you figure out that from C prime right here up to C is 3, so you can just go 2 down and figure out the slope of this line, which is, if you plug in that 4 to whatever the heck that is, you get that.
Point slope form.
Point slope form.
All right. I'll clarify this, but I lightsaber. I'm going to change the lightsaber color, though. I will still use a lightsaber. So, what he's saying here is graph the 3 points first. Those 3 points. Graph those 3 points. Now, what I would do is they gave you the slope to be 2/3 already of the line. Right there. So I know this line here has to be 2/3. So what I would do is just kind of fit it in there until you can kind of see that these two down below would have to add to this one. Now, Dave made a good point in how if you draw a line from A to B, the distance from that line to C would be 3. So you know you want to have 2 above and 1 below, so you have a -1, a -1, and a 2. So that's how you got to this point right here. But you can kind of just I would on the test, just take your ruler and kind of just fit it in there until you can see, because I'm going to make the numbers relatively nice. I just want to make sure you understand what a residual line is and a zero residual line is. Once you have that, you can find that point, 4, 0, and you can plug it in a point slope form where this is your x, and then there's a y at the end, but since it's plus 0, we don't need it. Make sense? Okay.